the powerful themes at work in the book, particularly as it discussed long-term marriage and the sacrifices of motherhood.
Hello, Melanie. It's really nice to meet you. I'm Andrea from Cine Premier in Mexico. I would really like to start by asking you, what is the most challenging part of adapting this particular genre, which is mystery slash drama? Because I suppose it has to be done very meticulously for it to make sense and be believable.
Great question. It is tricky. It is really hard. In this particular show and, the book that's based on, there are multiple timelines, multiple points of view. It's part procedural, part family drama. So it is sort of like looking at a big buffet and making sure you pick the right elements at the right time. So I think, the challenge is, first of all, making sure the crime and the mystery, I should say, makes sense, because you can't fake that. Like, the mystery has to make sense. And that's sort of the thing that motors through everything.
Now, what is the thing that got you into the story, that attracted you to the book, and what aspect of the show do you think will attract people the most?
I think the thing that pulled me in immediately was the powerful themes at work in the book, particularly as it discussed long-term marriage and the sacrifices of motherhood. I thought it was just beautiful and powerful and real. And I was like, oh, if we tell this story right, it's going to really connect with so many people. And I hope that through the story of Joy and her reckoning with her family, her marriage, her questions about all of it, that everybody sort of sees a part of themselves in there, like that questions are okay to ask. Frustrations are okay.
Yes, totally. So nowadays there's a lot of adaptations from books to screen. I mean, there's always been, but now there's some sort of golden age happening, I think. So for you, what's the most important thing when adapting a book to the screen, like in this case? Either, being as loyal as possible to the original material, or yes, using it as a guide, but stepping away from it a little bit.
Interesting. I think different books require different things. Some books loan themselves more to a literal adaptation. This book, there's plenty in there that I took from the book, but also there's a translation element, like, how do you get everything that's going on internally with characters in a book to happen externally? I feel that what's important is to always go back to the spirit of the book. Like, what made you connect? Is it the humor? Is it the honesty? Is it the terror? Is it the wit? Whatever that thing is in the book that you connected to, keeping that alive in the adaptation.
Now, this is a very important question. I really want to know, if you had to go to a desert island with one of the Delaneys, who would you pick and why?
Oh my gosh. Maybe Troy, because he would figure out how to fly in supplies.
Now, to wrap it up, I really wanted to know, from your professional experience, what would you say to someone who maybe wants to be in your shoes one day and tell stories and write and maybe see their work on screen one day?
I would say, always work on your craft, always work to get better. Take whatever feedback you can. Know that if you get notes on something, you might not agree with it, but always take it as an opportunity to make something better.
Nobody can break your heart like your own children.